Hello, kindergarten. So we're going to take a look at our story. This is the way we go to school again today. The first thing we always do before we read our story is we check out our question for the week. And remember, this week our question says, how do children around the world get to school? So we talked about how where we live, a lot of people ride in cars or trucks or vans. Some kids ride on buses and some kids even walk to school. Some of you even ride your bicycles to school. That's awesome. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine that you live on an island, just a little island out in the middle of the ocean. And where you go to school is on the mainland. That would be like the big continent. Remember, a continent is a big piece of land. So you live on an island, but you go to school on the mainland. There's all this water in between the island and the mainland. How are you going to get from your island to the mainland? So what would be a way that you would get to school? Do you have any ideas? One way, you might need to ride on a boat. Maybe you take a boat from your island to the mainland. What other ways could you get from your island to the mainland? You could fly in an airplane or a helicopter. There are some kids in the world that really do get to school by boat or by an airplane or a helicopter. Did you know that? It's pretty cool. Kindergarten, before we read our story, we also need to look at our comprehension skill for the week. Remember, the comprehension skill helps us figure out different things in the story that's going on. So this week we are talking about drawing conclusions. Do you remember which two things we can use in order to draw a conclusion, to figure out something going on in the story? We can use clues from the story, and we can also use what we call background knowledge. That's stuff that we already know. So if I said, I am going to put on my winter coat, and I'm going to put on my snow boots, and I am going to go outside with a shovel, what do you think happened outside that I would need my winter coat, my snow boots, and a shovel? What happened outside that I'm going to need all of that stuff? It probably snowed, and I need to go shovel my sidewalk. Thank God it's not snowing right now because I do not want to shovel anymore. But you already know that if I'm wearing a winter jacket, that means it's probably really cold outside. And if I'm wearing my snow boots, that means there's probably snow on the ground. And if I'm going out into snow and I have a shovel, that means that I need to go shovel some snow. So you can use those clues to figure out what I'm going to do next. Okay, kindergarten, the next thing we need to do is we need to talk about two new words today. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about our two new words, our two vocab words for the week. Our first word this week is cable car. Can you look on our pictures and find a picture that matches the word cable car? I'll give you a hint. It has a cable. The word cable car is right here. Now, you can't see it too well, so I'm going to use one of my markers and I'm going to draw out where the cable is in this picture. So there is a cable right up above, right here, and it is connected right here to the cable car. So a cable car works like this. There's electricity running through the cable up above. And then that cable is connected down to the cable car, and that's what powers the cable car. This cable car runs on tracks, kind of like a train. Our next word also runs on tracks. Our next word is trolley. Can you find a picture of something else that also runs on tracks that would be a trolley? Our trolley would be right here. This picture right here shows trolley. So a trolley works like this. It runs in the middle of a street and it's also on tracks. It kind of looks like train tracks. Sometimes trolleys might also have a cable up above that gives it electricity. Other times it might already have power in it. If you ever go to the city of San Francisco, they have trolleys that run in the middle of the streets. Have any of you ever been on a trolley or on a cable car?